started with karate when I was 6 years old. It came to my local junior school. My first coach was Jez Hall, fantastic coach. As I got into the fight team, that was taken over by a guy called Big Dave Walker. Again, great coach, really pushes you to your limits. Not the most technically gifted coach, but for giving you that self-belief, Dave Walker. That's who I started my fighting under, really, and it just went from there. The diets were really tough. There'd be no pizzas, no chips, no crisps, no sweets. When you're 14, 15, that's what you're really into. So we had to cut all that out. So it would just be, clean foods, chicken, any sort of freshly cooked meat, steamed vegetables, salads. Training, we'd be up at 5 in the morning, out running, going to school or work, and then training in the evening and running, and then bed, and then do it all again the following day. I started fighting professionally when I'd have been about 18. I fought a guy called Danny Broughton. Fantastic fighter, very hard fighter. He'd had 21 fights, 21 wins, 19 wins by knockout. He was the current European champion. When I was fighting him, the amateur and pro divide was totally different. The better class fighters would be classified as pro, and more the novices, up to maybe 10, 15 fights would be amateurs. Aaron Robinson. I started training with him when I was 13, and we've just been through everything together, supporting each other through training camps, pushing each other right to the limits. In the end, I ended up running the gym with him as well for a few years. So yeah, I'd say Aaron Robinson was the closest person that I've had since starting. But winning the first bout, that's always, whenever anyone wants to step into the ring, they always want to win. That's the goal, winning a fight, winning a belt. I won my first belt when I was 17, so I was still at school. I was fighting adults then. It was a British title, fighting a guy called Paul Bradbury from Birmingham. Good reputation. It was meant to be a tough fight for me, but I stopped him in the 7th round. So yeah, that was my first bout. And being in front of the home crowd in Lincoln, the first show we'd had there for maybe 10 years, it was sold out. So all my friends, family were there. So that was a massive win, and great experience. I was fighting a guy from Norway, Arild Milkerson. He was ranked number 1 in the world. It was 2 weight divisions above me as well. A late notice fight, but too good opportunity to turn down. He stopped me in the end in the 3rd round, but it just made me stronger, made me realise that I was at that world level, even at a young age. So that'd be my toughest fight, and a great learning curve as well to fight him. When you're fighting, you're always going to be at risk of injury, whether it be a black eye or a broken nose. I broke my hand once, so I had to fight the next 5 rounds with just one hand. So I had an operation. I was in pot for 9 weeks. It didn't affect my training, it didn't really affect me that much in the fight. I still won the fight. That'd be the worst injury I've had. Fight-wise, I've done everything that I set out to do. It's just now coach and just keep building the gym, keep building the team of fighters that we've got, improving the standard, making us one of the best gyms in the country, which I think we're not far away from there now. We've got some fantastic fighters. Just keep working with the team, keep pushing them, keep getting the opportunities that they get, and then I'll be happy. One day the coach said he'd fell out of love with the coaching, so I was left with 2 options: either stop altogether or find another gym to fight through. I didn't really want to move away from Lincoln Kickboxing Academy because I'd been there since the start. We decided with Aaron Robinson that we was going to have a crack at running the gym on our own. I think the first session we had maybe 16 people there, so we'd already almost doubled the numbers. The numbers grew and grew and grew. I think towards the end was getting between 40 and 50 people each class. So it got to the point where we had to look around a couple of venues in Lincoln, and none really ticked all the boxes that we wanted. And then my granddad found this place, Lincoln Fight Factory on George Street. It was just an old industrial unit. As soon as we walked in, we had a lot of ideas of what we could do with it. So ended up taking that on 5 years ago. So many good memories in this place in such a short time. So many fantastic fighters have come through the doors, made so many friends through the coaching. Over the years, we've had some fantastic people come into the gym. We've had Nigel Benn came once, who's former world boxing champion, one of the best fighters Britain's ever produced. So he came down, he did a training session for us, and then we had an evening meal with him at the gym. We've had Trev Tacey, former three-time world champion. He's now here fighting again. Lee Swaby, ex-world champion kickboxer, professional boxer, fought at the highest level. He's one of the coaches here. At the gym, we cater for everyone. We've got, obviously, the kickboxing, the K1, the boxing classes. We've got the mixed martial arts upstairs. We've got the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We do spinning classes, kettlebell classes, strongman classes, strong woman classes, boxercise, circuit training. We've got absolutely everything. We really do cater for all ages, all sexes. When you're coaching, there's a lot of things that make you proud. Whether it be fighters winning fights, winning titles, that's always good. But I think it's when someone comes to you and they just give that thank you, for all you've done for them. When you're being told that you've changed someone's life, that's a massive thing. But I'd say the biggest one is I got asked to be a legal guardian for one of the students. Sadly, his dad passed away a couple of years ago, so it was just him and his sister and his mum. And we've taken the young man under our wing as such. He's come from no previous background in competing up to he's fighting at title standard now. And when they're looking up to you and the parents think of you in that regard, to be their legal guardian if anything was to happen to the mum, it shows you that you are doing something right and that all the hard work, all the long hours, it's all worth it in the end. Kickboxing, boxing, they're great sports for kids to get involved in. It makes a great hobby. It's a great way to meet new people, make friends, and just have a big change on your life. Putting down the Xbox controller and putting on a pair of boxing gloves, it'll do wonders for them. There's so many good gyms in Lincoln now. The standard's really high in Lincoln. So I would suggest that you look around the gyms, have a look on the internet, find a couple of gyms. Don't just settle for the first one that you go into because it's easiest to get to or it's the closest one to you or because you know someone that trains there. Have a look around and try the sessions. See what makes you feel most comfortable. That's the most important thing, that you enjoy it. So I'd say have a look around the gyms, try a couple of different clubs out and see where you feel most at home, and that'll be the gym for you.
Do